As a child, I was born with a heart disease. It was a congenital heart disease. And I remember as a child, my parents always saying, you can't do this, you can't do that, take it easy. As time went by, my heart problem caught up with me, and I had to have open heart surgery. And finally, my cardiologist told me, he said, Kathleen, I'm sorry, there's nothing else we can do. And they implanted a defibrillator in me. The first thing they told me, my cardiologist, was that because I was so tall and because of my blood type, it would take maybe 3 to 4 years to get a heart. The first time I was called up, I got to the hospital, and I remember being wheeled, ready to have the transplant, and the doctor looking at me and saying, Kathleen, I'm sorry, this is not the heart for you. Then I got another call telling me that they had a heart for me. So we drove up as fast as we could. I was wheeled in the operating room, and the doctor again looked at me and said, Kathleen, I'm so sorry. I got another call not too long after that telling me that I was off the heart transplant list because of COVID. And I got another call, and this time the doctor, he was all suited up, and he looked at me and he said, are you ready for the battle? And I knew that that was the time. It was November 14th, 2020, when I received my gift, the gift of life. I remember the doctors telling me that the hardest part of this transplant journey is going to be the waiting. But for me, it wasn't the waiting. It was when I woke up and not feeling the joy that I thought I was going to feel because the waiting was over. Most people feel euphoria when they receive a heart transplant. And if you don't have the pain, if you don't have the sorrow, you don't know what the joy feels like. So we all have to go through it. Through the grace of God, we get through it. We let go and we let God take over. I now hold 2 hearts within me, one physical and one spiritual, sharing in the wonders of God's glorious works. I was able to meet my donor's husband and family. I reached out and wrote a letter a year after I received the heart transplant. He wrote me back maybe a month after I sent the letter, and I was able to go up and meet them. He lived in San Diego. I saw him. I could see still some sadness in his face, but yet I could tell that he was very happy for me. It was a good meeting. It was a good meeting, and to this day, we still keep in contact. When people come to you and want to help you, you center on the love of Jesus Christ, because that's what he did. And that's what we do for each other, is that we just center on his love and how he wants us to treat each other. I'm a grandmother of 7 children, 13 and under, and I just want to teach them the most important things in life are not things. I want to teach them to know that when things go bad, in times of trouble, they can turn to Jesus, that he's there, and to come to church and to pray, to get on their knees and thank God. He is their creator, and he gave them all the gifts, everything that they have. You know, life is not easy at times. It's absolutely beautiful, but it's not easy. And as we age too, things happen, and I'm trying to live in that moment, not worry about what's going to happen tomorrow. Okay, whatever it is, if my eyes are bad, that I'm going to not be able to see down the line. I'm not going to be able to walk. I try to say, I am walking now. I'm seeing you now. I'm feeling you now. And instead of worrying about what's going to happen tomorrow, I learned that. That's one thing. And of course, I still do at times, but I'm able to really enjoy the moments more.